Member for Grey.
Chair, that was a
Thank
bad
you,
speech,
Speaker.
Chair. That was a bad speech.
Thank you, Speaker. It doesn't take an economics degree to see that the Socialist Labor government is addicted to spending taxpayer money, spending your money.
Yep.
They're running up the credit card for our kids to pay off. Right now, they're spending $50,000 every minute just on the interest on the debt. They've added an extra $100 billion to the national debt since they took office, and that debt is heading to an eye-watering $1.2 trillion by the next election. Speaker, this year we reached a milestone in South Australia. Now, of course, the People's Republic of Victoria got there only 2 years ago. Every South Australian worker owes their government over $100,000, and that's not including local government debt. That's just state and federal. Let me say that again. Every South Australian worker owes their government $100,000 because government debt is not paid off by the government. It's not paid off by someone on welfare. It's paid off by the police officer, the school teacher, the farmer and the local retailer. The city-focused Socialist Labor government is pouring money down the drain as farmers in South Australia reel from generational drought, residents in Coober Pedy struggle to get the most basics of human needs, and fishers impacted by the algal bloom on their knees. Regional South Australia is missing out. Speaker, Labor make promises to the regions, but what do we see? We see more than 130,000 more Australians in the dole queue. We see electricity up 39%. We see rent up 21%. We see food costs up 16%. We see average mortgages up $1,800 a month. We see spending up to 27% of GDP. And we see workers only with $30 left each week. Speaker, the only thing we don't see is where the money is gone. Where is it? Has it vanished? It's not in my electorate, I can tell you that for free. You cannot trust Labor with money. Now let's break it down roughly. We are paying $50,000 in interest per minute on Labor's debt. That's $72 million in interest per day. Now, $72 million could go a long way in regional South Australia. It could make a real difference. Upgrades to the Wallaroo Hospital, fixing the childcare desert, incentive for GPs to work regionally and remotely, funding to fix the Augusta Highway or fix and finish the Strzelecki track. In fact, any rural and remote road in South Australia. Support for community housing in Port Pirie, fixing and reopening the jetty in Port Augusta, help for businesses crippled by the algal bloom. Now, these all seem like good projects, but what does Labor do? Where do they spend the money? On bailouts, handouts and vanity projects. This isn't about policy, this is about trust. Labor promised stability before the election, and they've delivered nothing but chaos afterwards. They can't manage their own budget, they can't manage money, so they come after yours. We saw it with their chaotic attempts at fixing superannuation. Firstly, they proposed an unworkable, half-baked tax on unrealised gains, a move that would hit farmers hard. Then a backflip, a massive, embarrassing and messy reversal that the Prime Minister threw at the feet of his Treasurer to clean up in his absence. This isn't about policy, this is about trust. Labor's obsession with inner-city spending and confusing taxes is why cost of living is so high, why jobs are disappearing and why places like Grey, my electorate, are being left behind. They are leaving a $1.2 trillion debt bomb for the next generation. Speaker, there's an old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, Speaker, we are broke, flat broke, and the Australian economy does need fixing. But this big spending, tax-happy government seems incapable of making the hard decisions needed. Labor must act now to stop their endless tax fest and hollow promises. It's time for them, like every other Australian right now, to live within their means. We need a government that believes in lower, simpler taxes, not a government that takes away from your nest egg, or your right to work on the family farm. We need a government that delivers fiscal discipline and prepares for the future, not one that mortgages away desperately trying to win inner-city votes. Simply, Speaker, Labor must stop its reckless spending.
The question.